Empowerment of Faith Kingdom Center for Ambassadors. And here's Dr. Larry Ben-Yakar was going to be ministering the word on today. And we're been in this vein of epigenetics, which has been very life-changing. And yeah, to you.
And who is you?
I'm Caleb.
I mean, who is you?
Oh, this is my dad.
Thank you. That's the most important title I could ever bear. Okay. All right. All right. So, of course, we're getting into this vein that we've been in. And today, if you want a subtitle, we're going to look at laws that govern impossibilities. Laws that govern impossibilities. Everything is subject to change. What man say is impossible, the Spirit, the Father said, we can make it possible. Catch that now. It's the discovery of laws are very, very, very important. Now, we showed you the laws that govern what? Epigenetics. And we said that we're going to show you the kingdom laws that does what? Govern epigenetics, right? We shared that with you, right? That in the beginning, Adam had, and Masa Izanigad, that's the original names, had what type of bodies? They had eternal, I like the word eternal better. They had eternal bodies. Now, what made the bodies eternal was an eternal law that the Father put in every body, physical body that he created. You catch it? Eternal bodies. Epigenetics, that law is what guaranteed that their body would never cease to exist or never cease to function. If something got damaged, the Father already put stem cells in the body, and they are designed to repair and restore broken parts or any dysfunction, physical dysfunction that would take place in the body. They would just redo it again. And you saw, we show you the information, scientific information, whereas those genes continue to produce, they even call them eternal genes. And those stem cells are responsible for doing it. That's where eternity, physical eternity resides in those stem cells that are released by the brain to go into the body to repair and restore. The brain is subject to the born-again spirit. See, our spirit uses our brain. The brain don't use the spirit. So scientists can only study the physical, and they study the anatomy of the brain, not knowing that all of that was created for our spirit to use to govern our bodies. And I showed you how that the belief system, that's where we are right now, the power of the belief system, and that power is in laws that we learn that the Father have already placed in us, physically as well as spiritual. So if we can see, and we can see, understand what we can taste, touch, and feel, then we can see or understand what we cannot taste, touch, and feel, and the laws that govern that realm. Our spirit, our born-again spirit, as well as people who are not born again, the spirit is in that realm. What you can't see, you can't touch, you can't taste, you cannot feel, but you can hear. You getting it? So we hear what? Physically as well as spiritually. You are hearing what I'm saying with your physical ears right now, am I correct? But the mechanism or the vehicle that's traveling from my mouth to your ear, you cannot see, is in the form of what? Words, which make what? Sounds. You getting it? That sound go into physical ear, it go into physical anatomy, and it's translated to an image of those words and what the words wanted to convey. Sound is very important. It's very important. So I want to just a review. I want to look at note 11 about these stem cells. Elohim has placed stem cells all over our body to constantly repair the body, which is activated through what? Beliefs and environment stimuli. Activated through what? belief. Y'all see that? Nothing as relates to the pharmaceutical prescriptions is stated here. I had a doctor tell me that actually medication doesn't work unless the recipient of it, believe that it worked for them. He said, I can prescribe stuff all day long. If the patient don't believe it's going to help them, it doesn't help them. I said, Doc, I think, you need to come on by. He started laughing. I said, no, I'm serious. You laughing. I'm totally serious. You need to come on by and I got some people need to hear that are hooked on medication right now. So why not take that same belief that's put in the medication and the shots and the pills and this and that and the other and put it in the unseen word that has come from our creator as relates to our health. It's just changing, switching, have to switch it up. And the belief system is the key factor to making words come to pass or any physical thing that we come in contact with work. We believe. I didn't see no one check that chair when you sat down in it because you believe that chair would hold you up when you sit in it. That's natural faith in operation, natural believing that this chair will hold me. I didn't see nobody turn it upside down and check the load weight and see what's in the screw missing, anything like that. We just naturally came in and did what? Sit down. Well, the spirit is no different. It's no different. Satan make us think, and religion make us think it's difficult, and there's a difference. But just like we did that, when we hear the word of our creator, the original truth, we just do the same thing. Well, the Father said it, I believe it, and I'm through with it. Now, what's in the physical realm and what the physical realm is presenting has nothing to do with changing what the Father said. That's what Abraham did. He saw his body. He was living in it, and he knew, no, the days of children are over. We got to go through certain acts and procedures, and I can't do that anymore. But he saw the fact, but he believed the word that came from the unseen realm, and the source of that word that came from the unseen realm was the Father. He believed that versus believing what was in the seen realm. You getting it? So beliefs and environment stimuli. We are all stimulated by what come into our belief system. You got this book came out years ago. I think it was back in the when we started in 80. When I started ministering, 1999, back there, and it was in the 80s. And one of them was this purpose-driven church book, and it dealt with the colors that you have within your building and how you set things up to make it seeker-friendly. I mean, in other words, focus on the physical versus the spiritual. Let people drink coffee, have donuts for them, make them feel comfortable, use soft colors. Colors sending messages all the time. You all did know that. And things like that. And a lot of pastors start changing and putting a lot of money in their buildings and the cosmetics and how it looks so people feel more comfortable and this, that, and the other, and fail to focus on the spiritual house that the people dwelled in when they did get there. And a lot of men built what you call mega churches everywhere. And you couldn't tell the difference between the saint and the sinner. You still can't today. And they had to give a doctrine that I don't care what you do, you're going to heaven. And most of them are very wealthy men and women who have gotten wealthy by fleecing the sheep. Getting it? Now, there's a list of physical things that these stem cells will heal, reverse, and make whole. They're in all of our bodies right now. But we have not been taught how to activate those stem cells to give us a whole healthy body. Now, here at Empowerment Faith, we are being taught almost every week as relates to our what? Diet, what we are eating. Is that correct? Because if you don't feed the body properly, the stem cells, they don't get what they need to grow properly and do what they're supposed to do. Getting it? All right, now, what I want to look at now, we're going to pick up where we left off. And we was on point number 5, the power of influence in environment. And point number 5 says the original purpose for mankind contains the key to activating all the what? Spiritual and what else? Natural. You see that? No, I'm on note 14 where we stopped off at. Point number 5 on note 14. There we go. Point number 5, note 14. For activating all, you all supposed to know it anyway. If you went back and studied, you know what I'm going to say before I say it on these notes. Everybody should know all the points and all the scriptures go with them. Now, to activating all the what? Spiritual and what else? Natural power that mankind possesses that is what? Dormant. See, the spiritual, we have spiritual authority, delegated spiritual authority to rule and govern the natural earth. Now, if the spiritual atmosphere in the earth is not conducive to mankind being developed into the image and the likeness of the Father, is because somebody's dropping the ball. If the physical realm is not a representation of the unseen realm, the place, the country of heaven, somebody has done what? Dropped the what? The ball. And that is what causes this power, or that the reason behind it is because the power we possess is dormant, haven't been activated. Now, the physical laws of epigenetics have proven that people do eliminate terminal diseases in their body because they believe different, they eat different, they act different. See, when you believe, you got to, spiritually, you need to put the natural acts in work physically to agree with what you believe spiritually. Well, I believe by stripes I'm healed, and the Lord took my bruises and my infirmities and took everything for me, and by the stripes of Yeshua I'm healed. Okay, hold on a minute. I got to go check on the ribs I'm cooking. Yeah, child, I'm barbecuing some ribs. We got some ribs out there, and we got some taters, and man, we got some bread, and we got some, what else is very bad? We got some fat back. We got some fried chicken, fried in pork grease, and we got bacon. We got some bacon. We got some, with barbecue sauce on it. We got some beef wrapped in bacon. That's double dose of death. And we got all this stuff. But at the same time, I say that I believe what's in the unseen realm, but I have no corresponding actions in the seen realm to affect what I say I believe in the unseen that's supposed to change what I can see in the seen realm. So that person keeps saying it until they die from congestive heart failure or a heart attack or diabetes or whatever else that type of eating is designed to produce. You seeing it? That doesn't mean that the power was not there and there's no excuse. No, Father didn't take nobody. They took themselves. Well, child, you might well go and enjoy yourself. Well, I'm sick anyway. I might well be happy and sick. That's one of the most foolish statements I ever heard of. It's silliness. It's a validation of being a plum fool. And because we had an absence of masculinity in our families, in our culture, that people are now afraid to tell people the truth. Because the masculinity has been mixed. And once you mix masculinity, it's no longer masculine. When we had the child care center, you got a hold of those studies. We were teaching something, and Renee said, baby, you're right. And here it is. I mean, it's been there all the time. And they did a test and they presented colors, to the boys and colors to the girls. Well, without no one saying anything to the children, the boys just naturally gravitated toward the blue objects. Remember that? Toward the blue colors and the blue object. And the girls just naturally gravitated toward the pink and the light and the soft colors. The boys like the blue and the black and the deep purple, masculine, rough, tough. You see, boys, they would be playing with their cars and building houses, and the girls over there playing mom and dad and changing the little doll diaper and stuff, you see, because her innate feminine nature drove her to be a nurturer and to be one who would focus on holding the family together. The nature of that young boy was focused on building, putting things together. You got this? Okay, but the people who are told against our government and what our creator has designed in terms of the separation of the genders as relates to male and female, no mixture, came up with some rules that you had to show the young boys pink and blue and make them accept the pink stuff and make the girls accept the blue stuff. Listen, free childcare is not free. And everybody slanging them in there. Well, it's free. We can go to K2, not K. And they start lowering the age that you can get free child care. Satan know that if he could, the sooner he can get them, the more easy it is to get that mind going in a different direction that would actually destroy the nucleus of the family and the separation of the genders. So now you have men dressing feminine, soft colors, eyelashes. You know, y'all getting this? My wife bought me a pink shirt one time, and I had this nice blue suit with kind of like a rose-colored pink pinstripes in it. And she said, this shirt would really match this. Boy, DJ, I had a time trying to make it to the seminar that day. Because I put it on, but I said, boy, I don't like this at all. I don't want to send no message to nobody that you as a man can be feminine or soft. And the ladies just said, oh, Pastor, that look good. I said, yeah. Yeah, Pastor, okay, all right. Yeah. I think I wore the shirt about 2 times. I think I finally got rid of it. Got it out. That wasn't nothing on her. I'm just letting you know that because I saw the mixture and I knew the principle of scripture that if I did just a little bit of something, the brothers would think it's okay. You get it? So, I mean, if you got something like that, I'm not telling you what to do and what not to do, but I'm really working on the men. We just got to do a total separation. Just a total separation. See, when something is off by extreme measure, it's going to take an extreme measure to get it back on. We can't be mixing it now. I know what you can do and what you can't do. That's you. But people are looking at you. You talking about kingdom citizen and you still feminine. Act feminine, talk feminine, dress feminine. You still masculine. Why you bouncing around chewing your gum like a baseball player, you know, and got your hard dress on and stuff like that? Well, it's just the way I want to be. Don't be like that now. It's critical for us to be the ones who carry light and make a difference. Are y'all catching me? Some people think, well, tie where I want to wear it, because you're not saved. And that's what sinners do. But if you want to make a stand for your father, know who your father is, and you see what's going on in this world, you don't want to be one of those enablers that's accentuating and giving more thrust to this mixture of gender, which Satan is behind it all. You catching it? That's what's going on. So don't ever say, Pastor, you hard and tough. No, I'm not. I'm actually easy. Let Yeshua come before you a couple of times. Y'all beg for me then. Okay, so the spiritual and natural power that's dormant. All right, now, Bereshit 1 and 26. I'm gonna review them. We went to them already. Bereshit 1 and 26. The Father created mankind in according to his image and according to his likeness. And he said, let them have what? He did not say, let them have babies first. He didn't say, let them have a husband and wife first. He didn't say, let them have money first. Money was already there. Wealth was already there. They had the tools to procreate. They already had that. He didn't say, let them love each other. And most people think marriage is all about love. You want to marry them because you love them. And then 3 months later, you hating the sight of them. Love is not the key to successful marriage relationship. Knowledge is. And that doesn't mean that a person just come up with some expectations and some things that they want to accomplish, and they need this woman, this man to do it, and then go marry them with no concern about the person and no soul tie. That's where abuse come up, because a soul tie never was developed. There was never a concern, a emotional attachment to that person to encourage them, to nurture them, to be willing to sacrifice for them. It was primarily based on money and sex. I'm not talking about that knowledge there. I'm talking about knowledge of why he created us. That's the key to successful marriage relationship. The first thing he said, let them have spiritual authority, and take that spiritual authority that's in the unseen and govern what they see. That means we were never supposed to govern or manage anything by what we see. We were always to manage by what we do not see, and what we do not see is the word of the Father manifested. We are the manifestors of his word, his image, and his likeness. A chair was not a chair originally. A chair, if it's wood, it came from one tree that the Father made with the ability to reproduce other trees through seed. Chair is a product of a seed that produced wood. Y'all get me now? Somebody got the idea on how to design and where to get that chair from and what product to go to get it. Somebody had to come up with that idea, and that idea that they came up with wasn't theirs. It was the idea of the Father all the time. He don't go make chairs. He give you some wood. You catching this? He don't make you wealthy. He give you some sense on how to manage the wealth that we already have. He don't make you well. He give you the laws that govern your health and your rights and benefit. He made known to you so that if something come up, we'll know how to believe, and we understand that my healing is within me. I just need to believe and release these stem cells in my body to heal my body and fix it and make it whole, and don't go back and do the same stupid stuff I did at first to get it in that condition from Jump Street. I don't need to be eat out all the time. I don't care what you're getting. You get the greatest salad bar in the world, the same truck that's taking around them herbicides to this restaurant that you're embarrassed to go to is the same one that's stopping at that one when you're spending all that money. I know, because I used to drive in the city and make different deliveries, and I would see them. I was, wait a minute, they charge $50 for that steak, and they got the same truck over here where you can get it for $10. Same meat, Alicia, same meat. Because primarily people are eating seasoning. They're not eating, forget the meat, as long as it tastes good. I learned a lot because I was paying attention to what was going on around me. You'll never get me to pay that much money for that. I just get me some seeds and do it myself. All right, so we see that we had what? Spiritual what? Dominion. That's when that spiritual authority is not understood and we are not engaged in it, that means the power that we need to change the natural is not engaged. I need to understand that. Y'all getting it? Because our belief system is spiritual. It's full of spiritual food called ideals that we eat upon, that we feed on. And just like we need to change what we feed in our natural bodies, if you want to change what's in the natural, the seen realm, you got to change what you feed in your what? Spiritual belief system. You seeing it? All right. Now, let's look at, that was Bereshit. Let's look at, what we got here. What's next? Tehillim 1:15 and 16. Tehillim was changed by the English people to the name Psalms. These name changes is a product of colonization of the secular society and the world of darkness and not of light. The Father doesn't change original things. Man do. Which I got saved. I cast out demons in the name of Jesus. No, you didn't. No, you did not. And the Father honored that foolishness. You cast demons out by believing in what you were taught as relates to the person you believed in that you called Jesus. That's what you did. His name is Yeshua. That's the name his daddy gave him, which is all mankind daddy, which he gave to his mama Miriam. the Italians and the Greeks changed his name, did he not? And people think that's not important. It's very important because look, in time past, the Father winked at ignorance. He's slowing down at winking now. So everything that's not original, we got to get out of there. The main thing, I don't argue with people about names because they can't do nothing with it. They can't dispute truth. And when we tell them the truth, all they say is it doesn't matter. Truth always matter. What's original, you can't kill the truth by saying it doesn't matter. You can't stop the truth by saying it doesn't matter. The truth always matter. It just doesn't matter to you. And if the truth doesn't matter, then a lie does. So when I say that's a lie, when you say his name is Jesus, that's a lie. Only people with lies in their belief system will contest that. Because if truth is in you, which is original, you would appreciate the truth and say, you are right. I need to change my terms, my definition of terms from the Western secular Greco terms into kingdom definition of terms, because it does matter. And I had enough of this lifestyle that I'm living based on the natural alone. If you don't get an education, if you don't get a skill set, then you broke. That's natural. In the spirit realm, we have already been given all things that pertain to life richly to enjoy it. That's what is in the unseen realm. And whether I get an education or skill set or not, I understand that I'm wealthy before I get it. So what I do, I discover the laws that govern wealth, and one of them is financial literacy. And I educate myself on how this system works so I can take what have already been promised me and apply it in this natural realm and bring the stuff in that belong to me. Go do all your stuff. I took college courses too. I was in a seminary too, but I understood. I was just getting knowledge of how stuff worked, period. I didn't have to do none of it. I know how to pray in the spirit and listen to the Holy Spirit. I know how to meditate and hear his voice. I got a skill set. I know how to build stuff. I can do all this stuff without nobody going no school. Are y'all listening to me now? There are principles and rules behind this thing. If we solely depend upon that, then we are living by sight and not by our born again spirit, which we call faith. The heavens, even the heavens are the Yahweh's, but the earth he has given to who? The seed, that word children of men is properly translated in Hebrew, the seed of Adam. The seed of Adam. Now we have graduated to being the seed of the Messiah by being born again. That's why our spiritual authority is restored to govern the things that was given to our physical father Adam in the earth, which included wealth, DJ. You're getting this now. All right, let's look at another one. We're moving on. All right, now let's look at Bereshit 2:15. I'm gonna skip that one because I get caught all up in it. Now let me go there. Bereshit 2:15. Let's go there. Let's go. Bereshit 2:15. Then I'm gonna read it like I should read. Then Yahweh Elohim took Adam, put him in a garden, whereas life of man would be lifted up in the earth. That's what Eden means. Garden means place. And he put him here to cultivate and pastor the earth, rule, govern, and manage the earth so the earth would be an expression of heaven. He would do that by being connected to, authorized to connect to his spiritual authority and the information, the will of his Father in heaven, which would be deposited within his belief system, and that would control their thoughts and intent, and they would take that and govern and colonize the earth. That's what we call vision. They understood God's purpose on the inside through being connected to the Father's will, his word, which is in heaven on earth. And because they got the will and his knowledge deposited within them, they knew their purpose. And not only did they know their purpose, they knew how to accomplish their purpose, which is vision. Vision is a revelation on how, not just a revelation of purpose, it's a revelation on how to accomplish your purpose. You can discover your purpose. Okay, now how do you accomplish this? That's what he told him to do. He said, you take how to accomplish your purpose and what I'm telling you by being connected to me in the earth, and then you make the earth just like heaven. But what did this fallen Malachim, this fallen spirit from heaven do in that place? He tricked them and got them to listen to him as relates to how to colonize and govern the earth. That was Satan. He said, did Elohim say this is what you're supposed to do, and you can't connect to another source of thought, and you can't hear no other ideas and heals? He don't want you to do that because he don't want you to be like him. He is sovereign ruler. He got everything. He just want to do everything all by himself. Now, were they not like him? Yes. Did he not give them the entire earth to rule? Yes. Didn't he give them sovereignty in the earth? Yes. Well, how was it that Satan was so shrewd to get them to think that they didn't have something they already had? The same way he get most of us to think the same way. You asking for stuff that had already been given to you. You working for stuff that's already yours. And that come by way of connecting to the wrong source of thought. Well, just graduate high school so you can get a job. Okay, we're going to graduate. Okay, go to college so we can get a better paying job. Okay, we're going to go to college so we can get a better paying job. Nothing about entrepreneurship. Learn the economy, learn the banking system, trust in the Lord, and let him strengthen you and lead you and get that. Now, I'm glad that that's what they taught, mama taught us. Daddy taught me the same thing. Don't depend on the government. They would put money, listen to me, Alicia, they would take their money and hide it in a chicken yard before they put it in the bank. I watched them do it. Before they put it in that system, the women would hide the money in their Brazil. He's calling Brazil. And they would, trying to pay them church dudes, Skylar, them women would kind of flip over and reach down that Brazil and pull out some money. Oh, no wonder. And I would tell mama this, believe me, we said it amongst each other. I wonder why her Brazil was so big. I would dare not say breast or the other word. I wonder why so her Brazil was real big. She had a lot of money in there. They would. They didn't trust the system. Now, and many, because they weren't educated on how the system worked and they had been beat out of money, sharecropping and all that stuff so much, they said, forget this stuff. We need to do something extreme. We just hold what we got. We'll hold it. Back in the 60s, my family, mama and Nen and them, they picked cotton and saved money together to send my oldest sister to college. And they paid for it. Wasn't no what you call the stuff now? Scholarships and all. Now they was able to do that picking cotton. Didn't nobody sleep with nobody. Didn't nobody do all of that. But they pulled together as a family. We said, we're going to send at least one of them. And we're going to send her to learn the system. Not to go in and get into all this mess that I keep telling y'all about, and to get, spread their wild oats everywhere and out stomping and stepping and doing all those stupid stuff. No, none of that, to learn the system. She went in there and she learned the system. She got into medical and became a nurse, and she made sure at that time we were doing Christmas stuff. We know no better. I'm MB Baptist Beautiful Zion. I'm being taught celebrate Christmas. I don't know. So, and she would send our Christmas presents would be more expensive than everybody in our neighborhood, sometime in the city, because Ruthie would make sure that her brothers and sisters had the best. And she would send mama money. Mama had all kind of minks and stuff and coats. She never wore none of them. She put them in a shift roll. They call it a shift roll. Y'all remember them terms, do you? Put it in the shit, and them minks and stuff, they would stay in there and never get worn. Yeah. And mother, she wanted to do more financial, but my mama was a type, you're not giving me nothing. I'm going to work for what I get. So, oh, no, just put that over to the side. Oh, no, put that over to the side. We'll work and get it. And she trying to do it, take care of her. But she just, dad the same way. And he is the one, when I remember we first got food stamps. Oh, mama fought that, she fought it. And dad said, Bessie, it's free. And the children can have more to eat, and they can spend more time doing homework and stuff like that then out in the garden and doing this and doing that. Just go get it and just get the food. That's all. We ain't depending on the government. And she walked on down and they got it. And that's when everybody started getting sick, eating that stuff out of the grocery stores and stuff. Because prior to that, they were only by the net, like salt, buy stuff like that and meal and stuff like that. Everything else was in the garden or was raised. I'm just letting you know some things, some of my background, and I'm appreciative of it. Other thought it was bad. Oh, he didn't have nothing, they didn't have nothing. Well, who got something now? And the point of it, they taught us to trust in the Lord. Those words was very familiar. Trust in the Lord. Don't you do what the other bad boys doing. Trust in the Lord. Trust, constantly telling us to trust in the unseen and in the spiritual instead of the natural. I don't know that any of y'all woke up with snow in your face when it snowed because the plastic had blown off what called a window, but I experienced that. I don't know that any of you all heat a iron, one of them old irons. Did you have to put it in the heat and warm it up and wrap it in a towel and put it at the end of your bed to keep your feet warm? No, you didn't. Well, I did. But I was taught in that to trust in the, see, against hope, to believe in hope that came from who? The Father who created everything. Now, let's look at Shemot 6:19-6. What we want to get across here is we need to make sure we discover the original purpose for mankind, because that contained the key to activate the power that's in our belief system and the power that we can take from our belief system, put in the natural realm, and make impossibilities possible. All things are possible to the person who believes in the Father's word and his will and would live out a born again spirit instead of the natural realm. I don't care what medical folks say. I have one of my children here today because I believe the Father. Just like Abraham, I get that word. I believe the Father. They want to kill him. Cleanse out, get rid of him. That's nope, we ain't doing nothing. Just act like it. Act like it's so. Because I believe the word that the Holy Spirit told me. He did it for Abraham. He can do it for me. And stood on it. Now, where we at? Shemot 19:6. Look at here. And Moshe said, let no one leave any of it until morning. That's not what I want. I said Shemot 19:6. What is that? Is that Exodus? No, Exodus is Shemot 19:6. The Biram is Deuteronomy. Y'all get it now? 19:6, chapter 19 and verse 6. Here's the mandate. This mandate has not changed. Now watch this. 19. Is that 19? Verse 6. Then Moshe and Aaron, let me see. Yeah, chapter 19. Oh, you going to verse 19? Okay, we get it. All right. Now, and you, here's the nation of Israel. Israel, the nation, was not a race like we've been taught. It was anyone who had the same belief system and had Yahweh the object of their belief. The nation started with 12 sons of one family. Those sons of that one family were all brown-skinned people. The promised land, the land of Canaan, was promised to this nation. That land was given to Ham's son. Now, the church taught the lie that Ham was black, Japheth was white, and Shem was, what color is a so-called Jew? Arabic or something. How could I be thinking, how can a grown person believe that? How you get a grown person to actually believe that? You can study genetics and see that's not true. You can study the gene pool and see that melanin governed the skin tone, not a race. And then these educated people, that's why they don't want to fool with some of these churches. Look, why don't they just look and read and quit listening? Read. All of them were brown. Japheth was the only one that had the least amount of melanin in his skin, and that was due to gene pool, because brown-skinned people can reproduce in the genes in the skin tone of people. A dark brown can't do it, nor can a lighter skinned person do it. They can't do it. And the brown I'm talking about is not the way a Hispanic look. That's not brown. That's pale. I'm talking about what y'all call black. That's a gene pool. That's scientific proof. But the religion folk believe it all the time, DJ. Well, you know, Noah had 3 sons. One of them name was Japheth. It's actually Japheth. And the other one name was Shem. And then, of course, you had Ham. Now, Ham had black skin because he lived in Africa, and, you know, the geographical influence of the environment was conducive to their skin becoming dark, and he developed wide, broad lips and a big nose to breathe, you know, the hot air, you know, the climate. And of course, Japheth, he went north, you know, and there wasn't that much sun. The weather was cold in Europe, and therefore his hair was straight and, you know, to cover his head, to keep his head warm, and they can endure extreme cold temperatures. Of course, you know, Shem, if you look at the Arab area and the Mediterranean area and the Fertile Crescent, whatever they call it, and you'll see, look at it what they call it, Mid-Easterner, and you'll see what color that Shem was. And that's where you have, of course, Ham was cursed. That's why blacks are cursed. And Japheth was promised he would take over. He would be, Ham would be in servants. That's why slavery was okay. And the Shem, those are the Jews that we have up to date. Amen. Amen. Pastor, he really teaching. He really he ain't teaching nothing but 3 Chinese words. Fooey, fooey, fooey. And folk, grown people, sat there and believed that mess because he got a big building and on TV, and he gotta be right. He must be right. He drive a silver cloud. All this religious toxic stuff. Now, you as kingdom citizens have been assigned to reverse that. You can't reverse something you into and you still holding on to. You'll be ineffective. It's best not to fool with it. So anyway, how did I get on that? Israel. And then you got the other folk talking about this tribe was Mexican, that tribe was Russian, and that tribe, that's a lie. It's not based, thank goodness. Listen. Somebody out there listen. You shall be to me a what? A church, a religious organization, a kingdom of who? What's another word for priest? Not church member, not Muslim, ambassador, representative, and a what? Holy church, a holy mosque, a holy cathedral, a holy nation. From one blood, he called all what? Nations, not churches. These are the words you just speak to the children of Yisrael. Now look at Kepha. What is Aleph Kepha or Biet Kepha? Look at Aleph Kepha 2 and 9. But you are he's talking to born again believers. This is what you are. You are a what? Chosen gene nation. A nation whose genes have been regenerated through the washing of the word by the Holy Spirit. You seeing epigenetics, the genes? You seeing now? All right. A royal priesthood, ambassadors who are working together for one mandate, one cause, a holy nation, his own special people, that you may proclaim the praises of him who called you out of the system of the world, out of the secular, out of darkness, which is ignorance or lack of knowledge as relates to the kingdom, into his marvelous knowledge of who he is in our original mandate, who were once not a people, but now the people of Elohim, who had not obtained, where am I? Obtained mercy, but now you have obtained mercy. Is that the next verse? Beloved, I beg you, as sojourners and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lusts which war against the soul, having your conduct honorable among those nations who are not born again and reject the truth. That when they speak against you as evildoers, they may by your good works which they observe glorify Elohim in the day of visitation. Y'all see that? That's how we declare his praises, not doing what they do. I mean, listen, it's not mixing. That's the doctrine of the Nicolaitans, the mixing. Yeshua said, I hate what they teach and I hate what they do. What they do is a product of what they teach, what they are hearing. And this mixture of culture with worship, so-called worship. Veterans Day is Monday, tomorrow, right? I bet you got some veterans stand up in churches everywhere teaching them the message, because they have cultivated and colonized the secular system over into the religious system. That is not the kingdom. On Mother's Day, the first lady of the church have to teach. Father's Day, the man have to teach. 4th of July, everybody wear a flag and the Star Spangled Banner. Y'all know this was going on, right? Okay, all right. Just wanted to show you that. Now look at Hazan 1 and 1 and 6. This is what we need to focus on. Quit focusing on getting money. Got it? And Yeshua, let's look at 5. Let's look at 5 just to qualify this. And from Yeshua the Messiah, the faithful witness, the firstborn from the dead, and the ruler over the kings of the earth, to him who loved us, revealed the heart of the Father to us, and washed us, remember Titus, wash, regeneration of the Holy Spirit, and washed us from our rebellious nature and acts and going against his word and listening to somebody else. Our own, that what sin mean, in his own blood, and has made us a religious organization, a religion. Has made us what? Come on, say it. Has made us what? Has made us what? Are you scared to say the word? But if I say church members, everybody will holler, church member, Christian. What about kingship, what he made us? Made us kings and who else? Christians, church members, ambassadors to his Father, to him be glory and dominion forever and ever. Amen. Now put that in the library of your belief system. What we're getting at is we'll never operate in spiritual authority as long as lies, a soup bowl of lies, is still in our belief system. If you don't stop hearing the lie and begin to hear the truth, the lie will continue to rule. People, Torah, can't receive the truth or are always learning because they hold on to the lies that's in the belief system. You cannot remain the same at the same level of spiritual growth if you receive the truth. Continue to receive the truth. Yeshua promised us if we continue to receive the truth, that will make us free from the lies that's in us. And at the rate that we get free from the lies that's in us, that's the rate that we operate in our spiritual authority and change what's in the natural realm, in spite of what's going on. And that is when we get to the point that we can say within ourselves, nothing is impossible because I believe in the supernatural that'll change the natural. Well, they said I couldn't get that. Okay, well, don't get it then. Well, they said I have to have this. Well, you got to have that. Sometimes I be sharing with my wife. She be saying, you help me that. You help me then. You help me. I said, well, it's just like that. You know when a person believes when they don't. Ain't it use in exercising, expending all that energy and all that time and all that talk, and you dealing with a lie in the belief system. And at the same time, you have people who are hungry, thirsty. And you know how to determine whether you as an individual, whether you're hungry or thirsty or not? You want to know how to judge yourself? Oh, y'all don't know? Okay. Let me see what the next note. Huh? Okay, if one asks, I'll tell you. Do you do what you hear based on truth? Or do you wrestle with it? Do you question it? A lie will cause us to question, rationalize, and wrestle, contend with the truth. That's a lie in there. But Pastor, how I get rid of lie? I just told you. Receive the truth. Receiving the truth requires, it starts with a T, requires, it starts with a T, that's all I'm gonna give you now. Requires, receiving the truth requires, all right, the second letter is U. The third one is R. You don't have it yet? Y'all do know how to spell, don't you? Receiving the truth requires T-R-U. Let me take, I got it. Give me another hour. My goodness. Requires, that's the missing element right there. When we have been conditioned to trust lies so long, the truth is hard to receive. It requires trust. Trust is a component of believing. There's no belief apart from trust. Just like I told you earlier, when you sit down in that seat, you trusted it, didn't you? Because you believe it could. If you didn't trust it, you never would have believed it, you would have checked it. When you hear original truth and you don't trust in the Father, you will never believe what he said. But we're trusting people. You'll trust that you're going to have a check if you put 40 hours in, right? Or 60 or 50 or whatever. Am I correct? You'll trust you're going to pass this test if you study and get the information. You trust that procedure. What about the Father of the living and the dead? What about the Father who created everything? It's not hard. I never try to make things hard. So I don't have this other thought. You can put the note up. This other thought, this is what the Father gave me. I don't have time to get into it. I'm just going to touch it a little bit. I'm going to touch it a little bit. Truth is the original source of all that exists. So when I say trust the truth, you trust the original source of all that exists, and it's not AI. AI is physical. It's all man-made material, and man programmed this material to receive signals. There's no spirit in AI. only created beings have a spirit in them, mankind. Animals have a soul, mind, will, and emotions are governed by instinct and urges. Animals do not have a spirit. Animals do not have a eternal spirit in the image and likeness of Father that they were created in originally. They only have a soul, a mind. Every dog that's born have the same mind of a dog that's ever existed to be a dog. I'm going deep because this is deep now. So that means mind, will, and emotion, our souls are eternal. The mind of animals are eternal because each species of animal is born have the same mind. They have the same will to survive. They have the same instincts. Depending on the species, they have a different instinct to do different things. I told her now, I said, the chickens got more sense than most people do. You know, the little ones we raise, and you open the gate up, Tori, and open that fence, they'll just come on in this side first and go back over there. Come on with the big chickens out, they'll go back over there. All right. And then now the other day we saw them, they would come on outside the gate, staying close to safety. Instinct to survive. I'm familiar with that. I'm not going out there. Then later on, they got a little further. The other day, I saw them all the way up to the garage. But what I noticed about them, they were not out in the open. They was traveling the tree line with some cover. Now, I said, see, if that had been one of them Hebrews, the first day out, they would have been all out there and open and got ate. See, instinct, I'm trying to get you to do something. Instinct, they are different from us. The Father created beings, man created machines. Man cannot put his spirit in a machine. They are not transferable. The only substance a spirit can inhabit has to be living substance, not metal. It has to be created from the earth. The law of beings existing on earth with souls and spirits and with souls only is they must come from the earth. Physical flesh was created from substance in the earth. No computer came from the dirt. They came from the metals that's in the earth and the plastics, however they make plastic. Y'all get what I'm saying now, don't you? So when we get into this, it's going to really blow your mind. I'm telling you. Yeshua changed some stuff that he could touch, that it either existed in his body or existed on earth. He changed them through touch. He also changed some stuff in the spirit through his word. Isn't water touchable? Aren't loaves of bread, Kadarian, touchable? Can't you touch bread? Didn't he make it multiply? Didn't he change water? Didn't he walk on laws that govern water? I said, didn't he? But you don't have no record of him flying. Do you? All right. All right. We're going to discover some things and get some more knowledge as relates to the power of our belief system and how we change it in power. Everything he did was called a miracle. A miracle is when the super unseen power invade the natural seen circumstance or substance. Y'all getting it? Our bodies are physical. You can see these. It takes the supernatural to change this. I mean, the doctors get in there and work on you and do all that stuff. Can't they? Make you feel better, cut stuff out and all that kind of stuff. And then, your body to grow back. That's secondary. That's not the Father's priority. The Father's priority for us to take was in the unseen and affect the seen. If you go to a doctor and you're depending on only what you see, then you're at the mercy of doctors. You're at the mercy of the medical industry. You got to take every drug they give you. You got to do what they say do. And if you go to the doctor and say, okay, just I want you to okay, I see what I need to do now. I'm so kind. I appreciate you identifying it. Now I know what to believe. Now I know how, because I know how to bring the unseen into the seen realm. I'm not going through all this. I mean, when you go to the VA, anybody go to VA, you getting some meds. I get stuff, I just throw stuff away. Okay, they identify what I need to do. Okay, Renee, what's next? Here's my end and testimony, ready to close. When she asked for testimony, I've been wanting people to share. They told me I was borderline and a pre-diabetic or something like that. I said, what? Well, are you tired? No. Are you this? No. Do you have? No. That's where y'all getting this information from. Because whatever they call it, I don't even remember what you call the stuff. That'll tell you you like that and stuff. I said, I'm not no pre-nothing. I said, but thank you for letting me know that it's something I'm doing in my body to send those messages and give you those facts. So, and I'm in it. That's when I really shooting ball then. Adonis, yeah, you remember. No, you don't remember because you weren't around then. I was really shooting there. He been trying his best to get me out there. I said, man, I'm not getting paid. Y'all don't have no insurance. I'm not getting no bonus. You're not paying me 10 grand after this game. I'm not doing it. I want to be around here walking, jumping, everything at 100. So I'm not doing it. You never get a chance to shoot with your pastor. Now, we may just shoot stuff like that. That's all I'm doing. See, because I recognize I'm wise. I'm wise. So we was in shape, playing, doing this, thought we was eating right. We really thought we were, and we were not. And Renee started coming into all this knowledge and started researching this, that, and the other. And she said, okay, we need to reset your body. I said, bring it on. Said, first you're going to stop eating this. I stopped eating it. Stop eating it. I said, look, if you don't cook it, I'm not eating it. If you bring it in the house to eat, then that's what I eat. Didn't I tell you that? And she said, now this here, is the taste. I said, I ain't thinking about no taste. Just give it here. Don't put nothing in it. Well, I don't want it to taste better. I'm not after taste. I'm after resetting my body. And I went through that process and got to the point where we was eating vegetables only, and we made them organic and try to grow as much as we can. I would take a zucchini and eat it raw. It tastes good to me. I wasn't thinking about no taste. When I leave the house, give me a zucchini and a cucumber or something like that. If that's an antibiotic or natural, and the cucumbers are, eat the zucchini. I thought I got a cucumber. It was zucchini. I didn't know no better. All I knew, I was eating something out the garden. I was good to go. Anyway, I reset everything. Went back down there and said, we see a slight change. I said, wait a minute now. What is this? And I went down there one time. We had just left Jamaica or something. I'm just eating me shakes and, what you call them? Not shakes, what you call them? Huh? No, when you mix fruit together. When you mix the fruit, smoothies. Well, I'm laying down. There's all this good fruit, and so I'm just eating all this stuff. Didn't recognize the sugar that was in it. Went there. I said, wait a minute. And my doctor said, you doing this and doing this? She said, what about the sugar? I said, well, I've been eating a lot of smoothies. And she said, well, fruit is sugar too. She says, good sugar, but it's sugar. I said, okay, I got you. I told Mother Alicia, don't cook no more pound cakes when I come down there, because it won't get ate by me. I'm not eating no more pound cakes. Whether it's once a week or once a month, I'm not doing it. That's it. Case closed on the sugar. And I like sweet stuff. For my dessert, there was, so I stopped that, cut it out. We identified the source. Went back to, oh, this is great. I said, yeah, I know it's great. I'm finding out who old Johnny was now. So when y'all see me eating them little bars, that's 7 grams of sugar and 20 grams of protein. So I regulate my sugar, what I intake, don't I? So what I did, I applied what I heard in the natural, that as relates to this natural body. And what that made happen was my belief system kicked in and got rid of the lies of what I like and what I couldn't do and can't do. So now I don't care how gold crispy your chicken is, I'm gonna look at it. And I just started recently eating chicken wings. They all chicken wings? No, I don't know. I don't want to know. Where did that come from? How did that habit change? The unseen. Are y'all getting it now? And I'm not sitting up there slopping on a chicken wing every day. I'm still eating the salmon, still eating the fish, still eating it's a lifestyle. I haven't ate one of those frost cakes in years. I ate a piece. I looked at chocolate cake you bought. I ate about that much of it and didn't have no problem not eating anymore. I said, so that's enough sugar. Now I'm through for the whole day, my sugar intake. I ain't scared. Thank y'all. Appreciate you so much. I got a little pastoral things to say. You can tap in at eofkc.org and you can connect with us. Shalom.